friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a pretty long overdue update on my project pan for 2019. I have a bunch of products I've used up and a bunch of new products that I'm bringing in because of that. So let's go ahead and start with the items that I have used up completely. First item that I have is this Cover FX spray that I have sitting inside this Urban Decay bottle because I much prefer the sprayer of this. At my last update, I was at this mark and now it is completely gone. Super jazzed to use this up. I will say though, I'm down to only one more mattifying type of spray. The other two that I have are more for like hydration. So I'll be curious to see how those play out as we get into the winter months. I think I'm going to be okay, but I'm not totally certain. So stay tuned for progress on that. I also have a setting powder. This is the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I used all of this up. I am so sad. I am now going through my collection and deciding if the ones that I have remaining I still like or even like, and if I want to pan them before I decide to make a full-size purchase. Don't get me wrong, I'm definitely going to make a full-size purchase. I just don't know how near in the future I'm going to do that. I will also say that I'm planning on keeping this container because this is rock solid for travel. I took this container on many a trip and never had any powder spillage. And the setting powders that I have remaining are very big kahunas, and I would rather be able to have them put into a smaller pot like this and travel with it. I would probably also not be upset if I got another sample of this because it lasted a really long time. I go back and forth with my love or hate with my setting powders, and I was on a real love with this, and I think it's because this was so good. I used up a primer. I had my Scandinavia makeup primer spray. This hung around for longer than I thought it would. I really am not a big fan of spray primers. I prefer to rub them in myself. So once this was done, I then switched over to this Tupperware container, which carried my Too Faced Primed and Peachy primer that I had. I really liked the primer, but the packaging failed me with a ton of product left, so I will not buy it again for that reason. It's a good mattifying primer, but I don't think it's better than the Professional, and I feel like I'm guaranteed a good application with no packaging problems because you just squeeze it out. I also have this Maybelline Age Rewind for dark circle erasing in the shade Fair. I'm actually kind of surprised I finished this up between the last update because I was at this blue line, and I mean I had a considerable amount of product. I had more product left than I've been typically wiping through in my updates, but this is really nice. This is really enjoyable. I actually pulled out the other brightening concealer that I had and I ended up decluttering it. I don't like it at all, and so I had to purchase a concealer, which is super weird, and it rarely happens that I run out of something and have to genuinely like rebuy it and not just have something else. I definitely don't mind this and would probably repurchase it, but the one that I did purchase was from ColourPop. I just feel like I liked that a little bit better than I like this, but if I had coupons and I could get it for a discounted price, I probably would purchase this in the future. Continuing on in the items that I finished, I also have this Mystery Essence liquid lip gloss lipstick thing that I really like. This, it looks like it has product left when you look at it on the sides, and you can see here, this is where I was at the last update. But when you look inside, you can see perhaps that there's light like creeping through. There really isn't any scrapable product in here, and I'm not someone who's going to take like a lip brush and dunk it in here and swipe it on my lips. I go as far as taking the stopper out, and once I deplete what is left after the stopper is taken out is when I call it a quits. I'm actually sad they don't make that gloss anymore. I think it was a really outstanding product, but I am happy that it's used up because again, it's on the older side. Another item that has made its way out of my collection is this Benefit What's Up. I've been using this as an eyeshadow base. It's probably a little bit hard to see, but I was at that last blue line and this is what it looks like now. Oh yeah. I am really happy that I managed to repurpose this for something else and get good use out of it. I do have one more of these that I need to finish, and then I won't have any more WhatsApp samples. I feel like for a good chunk of time in the unboxing world, these were an easy toss in and they can accumulate really fast. But I feel like as a highlighter, it would remove your foundation and it wouldn't really look very nice. So I much prefer this as an eyeshadow base, but I wouldn't buy it for that purpose. My final used up item I am so jazzed about. It's the Julep eye pencil that I have been working on for ages. This is what it looked like at the last update. And even though it might appear that I do have some black in there, I couldn't sharpen this anymore, and what was left was so flat, and I was starting to hit like the lead or pencil side of the product that it was sort of hurting. So really happy with this. Would not buy this. This is more of a like shimmery charcoal grayish type of liner, and so even though it's soft and it goes on really easily and really nicely, I didn't think it was the most opaque black, and I always would set it with black eyeshadow to make it really matte and crisp, and I feel like that made it better. But I just feel like drugstore liner pencils are just as good as this, and I feel like overall Julep products are really expensive for the quality and how efficiently you use up the products. Let us now move into products that I am still working on. First that I have is my YSL Touche Eclat Radiance Awakening Foundation in BR10 Cool Porcelain. I don't know what my deal is, but I've been really itching to use up products, and so I don't have a lot of progress on this, not because I don't love it, but because I've just been pulling out sort of my deluxe size sample foundations and just getting those out so it feels like I'm making more progress on more items. But like, this would be really substantial if I could get the entire thing worked through. So I'm trying to refocus myself. This is the progress that I have. I was here at the last update. Now I'm down to here. It's not the greatest progress. It really isn't a true testament to how long it's been since my last update, because I really have hardly used this. I feel like if I genuinely gave it a solid 25 days of usage, I probably would have a pretty tremendous dent in it, so I'm hoping to get back on the horse. And then there is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Eyeshadow Primer. I had really amazing progress at the last update, but I'm pretty sure there was a lot of air tucked inside here. So this is where I am at now. I was here at the last update, now I'm down to here. There's not a lot of product left in this. I feel pretty confident that by the next update this will be used up, and even though I'm pretty sure I got it at the Dollar Tree so it wasn't that expensive, this stuff you go through so fast. I don't know if it's because you squeeze it out so you're getting more product than you ordinarily would compared to like a doe foot applicator, but I'm chewing through this, and if I play my cards right, I may have no eyeshadow primers by the end of the year. Third item I've still got kicking around is my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal. I actually hit my goal on this, which was to use up like this product all around here, and so now I'm sort of left with this like C shape, and I tossed around the idea at the last update of maybe continuing to use this and seeing if I could pan it entirely by the end of the year, and I want to do that. I want to see if I can actually pan this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a goal for myself, or a target area that I want to deplete between now and the next update. And for me, I really would like to work on this section over here and just slowly perhaps move down. I don't know at what point if I'm going to have to repress this at all, or if I can still continue with it as is. Never had any breakage problems with the Shimmering Skin Perfectors, but from what I've heard from a lot of you, they can be soft and crumbly, so hopefully it doesn't happen. But if I need to repress this, it's not a big deal. I don't mind repressing things that aren't inside an eyeshadow palette. Final product that I have to share for progress is my Never Ending NYX Wonder Pencil. It's trucking along. It's the same amount of progress as I typically have between updates. It really speaks more to how much progress I've made throughout the whole year. And again, I don't know at what point, since there is no plastic end to this, I don't know at what point the lead or the liner will stop existing. I don't sharpen this very often. Again, I just use it for my waterline, so it's a very small area, but I'm still holding out faith. All right, so that brings us to new items that I'm bringing into the challenge, and I've got some good ones. First one that I have is a bronzer. It's from the Balm. It's the Balm Desert Bronzer and Blush. I have been basically unofficially trying to pan this for a while. At one point, I was trying to go through my bronzer collection and weed some out, and I was successful, but at the end of the day, I was always coming back to this. So this is where I am starting. It feels a little ambitious for me to be able to completely use this up. I have like thinned out a lot of this. Like this does not feel like it's all the way to the top. Like I definitely think I've worked it down. So I don't know if I'll be able to pan it. I may have to repress it. I am not opposed to repressing bronzers. When I pan my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, I repressed it, I want to say like 2 or 3 times maybe. So if I have to repress this, I will, but I really just want to see if over the next few months before the year's over, if I could get this used up, because quite honestly, I don't think I'll really scrutinize closely my bronzer collection until this is gone. And it's also the most expensive bronzer I have in my collection. I have some high-end sample or travel sizes, but this is my only high-end full size, so I do enjoy it. I wear it every day, and we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. Next item that we have is a setting spray. It is my Too Cool for School Aqua Gel Mist. I had such a love affair with this item when I first discovered it, basically with this whole brand, once I discovered the brand. And I don't know how or why I fell off the wagon. I think this was my gateway to setting sprays, and I just wanted to try as many as I could and forgot about this. The sprayer does not work. I tried to troubleshoot it and get it to work. It still doesn't. So I am actually pouring it into my MAC Fix Plus travel size. I like the sprayer of this. This formula is very much like a gel. I don't know if you're gonna be able to pick it up in the camera, but it is, I don't know if thick is the right word, but there are noticeable gel bits in here. And so it's definitely on the thicker side, but that's what I like about it, because when I spray it on, I can almost feel like I'm spraying glue on my face. And my makeup's been on since 4 o'clock in the morning, and it is now 4:30. Granted, I haven't gone to the gym, but even if I had, my makeup would probably still be very much intact. And it's not because I'm one of those girls that is super dainty and doesn't really sweat. No, I get nasty. I get super nasty at the gym, and my makeup still holds up, and I think it's because how great this stuff is. I had a small panic attack when I was researching the price of this, because I couldn't immediately find it where I normally would, which was at Sephora. But when I go to the Too Cool for School website, they still seem to have it available. So I'm just not sure if Sephora curbed how much they were selling from this brand, or if they pulled from the shelves of Sephora. I don't know, but it seems like it's still around, and I love it. We're in this time of the year where I could have hot days or cold days. I have a lot of long days now that I'm working again, and so I'm pulling this out to use up. But once this is gone, like I mentioned previously, I only have hydrating or moisturizing types of setting sprays. So that could be a weird thing, but I don't know. I'm making my marking line here just because I have factored in that I poured some into this container. So, I mean, we'll see. I don't think this will take me very long to use. Another new item that I'm bringing in is my brand new ColourPop concealer. I was not intending to purchase any more concealers because I had one more after the Maybelline Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser, but I didn't like it, ended up decluttering it, didn't like the way it looked on my face, so then I was literally without a brightening concealer. So I immediately went for this one. It is in the shade Light Neutral. I don't have a marker on this because it is brand new. I do feel like I'll have this finished by the end of the year, because if I can recall correctly, even though this stuff is relatively inexpensive, I go through it pretty fast. So I'll be curious to know the longevity of this product, because I'm trying to find a concealer that is both long lasting, not too costly, and I like the formulation of. Maybe it's a lot of things that I'm aiming for, but a girl can dream. I have 2 primers I am bringing in. The first is this number 7 Air Brush Away Primer. My mom had a sample of this. She did not like this, so she gave the sample to me. And this basically feels like a night cream as a primer. I don't dislike it. I don't think I would purchase a full size of it, but this is where I am starting because I don't have a ton left in here. I thought I would also challenge myself to try to use up this tiny little Professional. I do have a full-size Professional, but between now and the end of the year, I would really like to wipe out a lot of these sample sizes. I've spent some time going back and forth between full-size versus small size, and I just want to wipe out some of the bottles of primer that I have. I really thought at this point in the year, I would have all of those gone, and they're not. So that is my focus. So hopefully these 2 will go swiftly. I've got another repeat offender that I'm bringing in, but I know that if I don't bring it in, I may be less inclined to use it. So we're doing it. And that is my last Benefit Watts Up. And this thing is like truly brand new. It's a lot of product. I will be shocked if this is done by the end of December. I really don't think it will. The last one that I had that I was bringing in here and panning, I was basically starting from brand new, and it took such a long time to use. So it's fine. It's really like once this is done, I only will have the one Holy Grail eye base that I've wanted for a while. So I can't complain. I'm getting closer and closer to that reality. But this is where I'm starting. It's basically at the very top of the cap. My final product I'm bringing in, I'm frankly shocked that I am bringing it in. Once I finished my julep pencil, I immediately was like, oh my God, I can so easily grab all the liquid liners, felt tip liners, like I'm done living that pencil life. And then I thought to myself, wait, if you're done that pencil life, that also means you're done making any progress on the black shadow in your Lorac Mega Pro palette. Now, mind you, I had zero ambition, zero intention of ever panning or using that black shadow. But then as I started to use the julep liner and was setting it, and that julep liner lasted forever and a day, I made a ton of progress on my black eyeliner. So I thought to myself, like, all right, all you have left are sample black eyeliners in your pencil collection. Why don't you just take the one that has the least amount of product and use that, and then go ham on your other liners? So that's what I did. The one that had the least amount for me was this Lorac Front of the Line Pro Black Eye Pencil. And because I have so little left of it, you actually scroll it up. I marked it on the cap like so. So there's not a lot left in here. I would say I'm probably halfway done with it since I originally pulled it out. It's okay. My one con of it not being a pencil that you sharpen is that it's a little bit harder to keep any kind of point. Like this is pretty flat. I'm able to still pull it off. I'm not doing like a wing or anything. I'm just doing a straight line, but it's not the most convenient format to have for your liner. So while the idea of a scroll up black liner is nice, I don't think it is as practical as I imagined it being. So I will be happy when this is gone. All right, guys, that is it for me in this update. I hope you enjoyed seeing all the many items I have finished up. I'm really excited about being able to use even more products up, and I can't wait to talk to you in my next video real soon. Bye.